I think you need to get out more. That was always the cry whenever I was younger and I was about to come out with something that was an utter nonsense. I say an utter nonsense. I used to come out with some oddball things when I was younger. It was the sort of person I am. But somebody would always say, but when I would always like put an idea out there, I would say, oh, what do you think? And the person would always say, I think you need to get out more. And I actually think that that's a phrase that we really need to revive in this day and age. And the reason I say that is because I believe, I may be right, I may be wrong, but I believe that the diet of Disney Plus and Netflix and Just Eat and Amazon and all these things which cause a person not to leave their home means that they're not socialising. The idea of this introvert genius is an absolute, that's something that's totally incorrect. If you look at some of the most intelligent people in history, like Einstein for instance, Sir Clive Sinclair, they were all extremely like social people. This is well documented. And so this idea of a person staying at home and gorging on all the cheap dopamine that their smartphone can get delivered straight to their door, maybe it's about time they got out, you know? Went out, even if just for the sake of actually going out to take a walk. Because I think that this is the idea of kind of like poor socialisation is perhaps what's triggering some of the more, shall we say, bizarre philosophies that are emerging today. See, when I was younger, I'd come up with some really weird idea, go to the pub, I'd bounce it off a friend, and they would say, "Oh, doesn't sound too smart. Wouldn't do that if I was you." And you take that advice. That's how these things work. Is that you check that advice against somebody else who says, either I think it's a great idea, go ahead with it, or I don't think it's a good idea, probably shouldn't do that. That's where you end up. But no, we don't have that. We just have people kind of like, the echo chamber isn't the space that they go to on the internet. The echo chamber is them staying indoors and not actually engaging with the world as it is presented to them outside of their home. And so what I would say is that if anybody comes out with something that you think sounds a bit weird, crack out the phrase, I think you need to get out more.